Welcome back to Actually Entertaining Gaming. Which daddy are we going to go out with today? Oh, we can go out with...
but Brian.
We're going to go out with Brian.
You want to go fishing already?
Well, we can go fishing. We can go musicking. We can go teacher. Ooh. I want to go fishing. We're going fishing. You told me not to do it. I'm going to do it.
I just remembered that we also went on a date with Matt. Because the way that I edit, I just saw the mini golf date. Yesterday.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be like a day of Matt edit. Matt Daddy. Oh! A message from Brian. Are you in or out? Posted about my abilities as a fisherman to Brian, and now he's challenging me to another dad-off. I've been doing my fishing research online, but I'm nowhere close to being an expert. Still, though, I have to accept. I type back to Brian. Sounds great, man. Super excited to catch all those fish. And my lawn could use another good mowing. That'll show him. Brian responds back, letting me know that tomorrow he'll pick us up at an hour I had previously forgotten existed. Man, that's gonna be a rough start. Amanda comes into the room from the kitchen, eating a cheese stick by biting it off piece by piece like some kind of monster. I didn't raise you like that. What? Yeah. It's called string cheese and not choppy cheese for a reason, Amanda.
Did you just call me in here to criticize my controversial string cheese eating technique, or what?
No, Amanda. We have to go fishing tomorrow.
Well, you have to go fishing. I get to play with Brian's dog.
How do I become a master of fishing overnight? You went fishing in the Girl Scouts, didn't you?
Nope. My
stint
in the Scouts was brief and purely transactional. Thought I could get free cookies, but I didn't know that I had to, be outside and tie knots and stuff.
But I have to beat Brian.
Dad, let me tell you a story. Do you remember last summer how I applied for that job at the coffee shop across town?
Give me a refresher.
During the interview, they asked me if I knew how to work an espresso machine, and I really wanted the job, so I lied and said yes. On the first morning, there was a line out the door within half an hour. I severely burned my hand, and they told me to go home and never come back. I still have a scar from that.
Of course I remember. What does that have to do with fishing?
The burn is a metaphor, Dad.
I don't get it.
You can lead a horse to water.
What do horses have to do with fish? And burns.
Dad, please. I don't get your obsession with competing against Brian.
You wouldn't understand. It's a dad thing.
Please try to explaining it to me.
Okay, Brian's he just thinks that he's so much better than me, and he purposefully reminds me of that whenever he can. It's like he has to one-up me, and I have to beat him at his own game.
Is that what you think is happening here?
Yes.
Okay,
I know that's what's happening. Okay.
Alright, Pops, we should both be getting some sleep. See you in the morning?
Sure. Night, Panda. Night Panda! The best panda of them all!
The panda of the night.
Night Panda! Yeah,
he rips you into sleep.
Okay, sleep. ... I am wide awake. I can't help but think about the last time I went fishing, hoping that there's something I can glean from it to give me an edge over Brian. I was about 9 years old. My dad woke me one morning and told me to get dressed and meet him downstairs. It was still dark out. I had no idea what was going on, but before I knew it, we were both alone on a freezing cold lake. I had to sit there in hours while it got hot and muggy, the air thick with bugs. I picked at the mosquito bites while my dad sat in stony silence, fishing pole in one hand and a beer in the other. We didn't catch anything. On the long drive home, my father bought me a pack of cigarettes and didn't say a thing. That didn't help, and I think I might have some repressed sadness about my father. I'll deal with that later. I'm sitting on a boat in the middle of a body of water. I can't see any land, but I know it's just a lake. The water is placid and still. I'm holding a fishing pole.
I'm placid and still.
Oh my god, no, you're flaccid and still. I don't understand why, but it feels like my life depends on catching fish right now. I cast my lure into the water and wait, and wait, and wait. My whole being is filled with hopelessness as I watch the line disappear into the depths below. You used the wrong lure. I look up and see my father, just as he looked that one cold morning, disapproving. I'm panicking now. I pull the lure up and try to grab a different one, but all of the lures in my tackle box are the exact same. I look up to my father for guidance, but he's gone. I try casting again, but I can't hold my footing. My boat tips over and I fall into the water. Sinking further and further, I see that the multitudes of fish that had been lying below just the surface.
I realized I never learned how to swim.
All swimming around me as if to taunt me. One fish swims up to me. He has Brian's eyes.
You gotta use the neutral buoyancy there if you're trying to catch a trout, buddy.
Okay. Oh, I jolt awake to the sound of my alarm. It's fishing day. That'll explain the weird dream. I groggily slip on clothes and get ready. Spot Amanda's doors half open and see her still curled up in a mountain of blankets. Walking over to her bed, I give her a tiny kiss on the forehead. Fishing day, kiddo. You ready?
No.
No. Well, you gotta get up. I can't do this without you. Also, stop sleeping in your clothes. Oh, Amanda pulls her comforter over her head.
Never.
Amanda.
I'll get up in a minute.
Alright. Brian should be here in 20, so you better not just go back to sleep. Amanda sticks her hand through the blanket to wave me away. I leave her room and make myself some coffee and another cup with lots of cream and sugar for Amanda whenever she gets up. Amanda eventually wanders in and chugs her coffee while I do word jumbles. I hear the doorbell ring. That must be Brian. Brian. Still rubbing our eyes, we walk outside to see Brian. He's decked out in fishing gear. Daisy's falling asleep next to him.
Early bird gets the worm, eh, buddy?
You ready to fish?
I was born ready.
My eyes narrow in on Brian. It's a good day to die. Hop on in, guys. Let's get this fishing party started.
It's a good day to die.
It's a good day to die.
That's a really good line.
I walk over to the driver's side door and open it. Maxwell. Woof, woof. The dog immediately hops into the driver's seat, wagging his tail furiously. Can I see your license, sir?
Maxwell, let sit.
Maxwell obediently hops into the back to cuddle with Daisy. Amanda settles in next to Maxwell and Daisy and immediately falls asleep.
You ready for adventure?
I'm ready for glory. I struggle to stay awake as we drive to the outskirts of town. Country music plays quietly from the radio as I watch trees pass by. So where exactly are we headed?
It's about an hour north of here, a little spot I've been going to since I was a kid. My dad used to take me there all the time. I don't think anyone else knows about it. I brought everything we need so that we can catch some trout, have a nice little fire, and enjoy the nature.
My fishing pole is in the shop.
If you know
Getting
what I
it
mean.
tuned up. Do you know maybe have an extra I could borrow?
But of course, it's probably not as nice as it sounds like yours is, though.
Right. I am digging a hole here. I step out into the forest lining the highway. The sun is just barely over the horizon, scattering dusty pink light through the trees. For a split second, I spot a deer grazing on the side of the road before it leaps back into the brush. After a nice, quiet drive, Brian eventually tells me to pull off the highway and onto a dirt road. The car bumps along until we reach a clearing that opens up into a magnificent lake.
Well, here we are.
I step out of the car and help Brian unload our gear as Maxwell runs around to us, barking.
Runs
around us, barking. The kids wake up and wander to the shore, where Daisy tries to teach Amanda how to skip rocks. Brian and I carry the tackle boxes and cooler down to the edge of the lake, where he has a canoe waiting.
Oh, great. It's still in one piece. Hold on. Help me out with Maxwell.
Yeah. I helped Brian place a tiny, dog-sized life vest on the Maxwell.
That's adorable.
Oh, that is adorable.
All right, your turn.
Brian hands me a lime green life vest.
Do they make good-looking life jackets?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
they do. Which one? This one. If I fall in, I'm counting on you to rescue me.
Suit yourself.
Brian turns to Amanda and Daisy, who are still skipping rocks.
You kids want to fish?
I'm good with just... Oh, that's you, shit.
I'm good with just throwing rocks into the water.
Amanda hurls a rock into the pond with gusto.
Yeah, take that, water.
Amanda, you're supposed to be skipping them.
Is that what we're doing? Daisy, don't you want to fish?
I think catching fish is kind of inhumane.
We're going to explore in the woods and look at bugs and stuff. Alright, be safe, don't go too far.
Brian puts the life vest around himself, and we throw all of our equipment into the canoe. Maxwell happily jumps in and takes his place out, looking out over the front of the boat. I get into the canoe as Brian shoves off. We paddle together to get ourselves in the middle of the lake.
Whoop. That's been the episode.
Has it been the episode?
It has.
That has been the episode. Alright, guys. I hope you enjoyed our shitty reading.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Whoa,
Oh,
shit.
oh. Hit the back button.
That only makes it worse. Okay.
Go to the file.
No. What?
Okay.
There's no back button.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
We fucked up.
We lost 2 things. Alright, cool beans. That's it.
Anyways,
Goodbye.
guys, have a good night.
Have a good night.